section is applying the graded response model, GRM in short, for estimating the learning possibility score of L2 learners. Learning possibility scores, in short, LPS we call, of L2 learners. So I would like to get started my presentation with a very, very simple question. Okay. So how much has CAT contributed to foreign and second language education? How much? Of course, the answer is very, very clear. It's a lot, many. So looking at the Japanese context only, we could easily find that many good CAT-based standardized tests, of course. But my question is, what is the purpose of these CAT-based standardized tests? What is the purpose, especially in language education? I think it's to estimate language proficiency, I mean in theta, in details, right? But how much information does theta as a result of the test give us? How much information? I mean, how much we can know about the student? Unfortunately, it's not many. The result of the test only tells us how much student can do by themselves as a result of the test. I could say it's less informative for future instruction. I mean, we couldn't get to know what difficulties students have. So what sort of support and feedback should we give them, right, as a result of the test? We can't get to know. As an English teacher, so I would like to know how much they will come to be able to do better throughout the lesson or with appropriate feedback throughout the lessons or mediations. Also, as a person who believes in the effective use of assessment and measurement for better education, I would like to use tests as a tool to make link with lessons, materials I provided, and to guide them future learning, giving them feedback and mediation. So I'd like to create a learning-oriented language assessment, not as a one-shot survey, okay? So today I'd like to introduce a dynamic assessment to you as an alternative. So while we have ordinary assessment, we call it static assessment, so we can know how much students can do by themselves. But on the other hand, we have dynamic assessment. So with this, we can know how much a student can do better with appropriate feedback and mediation. Look at the picture. There is a 2-year-old girl. She can ride a bicycle with her mom scaffolding by hands, She can enjoy riding a bicycle with her scaffolding, mediation, feedback, see? That's a dynamic assessment. So with the dynamic assessment, we can integrate real-time instruction and on-hand feedback and measurement and assessment. So this picture shows us the concept of dynamic assessment, okay? At the bottom, so we can see there's the area where students can do by themselves. We call it ZAD. But of course, they can do better with appropriate help and feedback. So we can go higher area with scaffolding. So we call the place ZPD. And also the gap between ZPD and ZAD, the area we call learning potential. The area tells how much you can do with the appropriate help. So ZAD stands for Zone of Actual Development. It tells us the current level of test takers or learners' development, where they can attain alone, this is the key, alone without any mediation. So we can measure how much they can do by static assessment, like standardized tests. So we calculate the area of ZAD by standardized tests. But on the other hand, we have ZPD, and it stands for Zone of Proximal Development. It tells us the range of potential cognitive development area where people can do or achieve tasks with the help of appropriate intervention from others who are more capable, like the 2 years lady, the girl. Okay, that's a dynamic assessment. In the context of language education, Journal of Language Testing, this is one of the leading journal in the field of language education. So language education published a special issue featuring dynamic assessment in 2015. This is very interesting. However, you may have realized dynamic assessment has several disadvantages. Of course, it requires much skill, training, experience, and investment in time and effort. So it's also only able to apply to small numbers. I can't give the appropriate feedback 20 or 30 students at the same time. So it's hard to, hard to apply to class-wise teaching. As an English teacher, I have 20 or 30 students every week. See? To ameliorate these drawbacks, we have computerized dynamic assessment. Now it has gained attention from a lot of scholars in the field of language education. So since it uses power of computer, it has several potential advantages. The first, of course, capability of test administration for large number of learners. Second, repeatability. Okay. Third, automatic generation of reports on learners' performances. We can get to know how much they can do. Although there are not many cases of CDA, computerized dynamic assessment, but Poena and et al. 2015 designed a large-scale CDA for Chinese education. They gave students multiple choice questions with graded hints. That's the key. So they measured the actual score, mediated score, and learning potential score. So I will explain more about these scores. So as for the actual score, this is very simple. They give 4 points to the student who could choose the correct answer on each test item. Okay? So if I could choose the correct answer, I can get the 4 points, right? But on the other hand, if I couldn't get the correct answer, I can get, of course, 0 point, okay, on each test item. That's a kind of raw score on each test item. That's all about actual score. The mediated score represented the weighted score according to the number of graded hint provided according to the student answering patterns. See? So if student couldn't get the correct answer on the first trial with that hint, the system automatically goes on to the next grade. Okay? Then, again, if student couldn't get the right answer, so the system go on to the next grade. So more students making mistakes, more the score will be decreased. See, that's the mediated score, okay, weighted score. The last, learning possibility score can be calculated, the mathematical formula bottom. So with the data of the sum of mediated score and actual score. See, but original LPS was proposed by Cosley and Grab in 2002. They gave pre-test and post-test and find out there are some students who could increase the score after receiving the reading strategy training. So they tried to figure out the amount of improvement by this formula, okay, learning possibility score. Okay, so LPS can be categorized into 3: high, middle, and low according to the score range. So although the system and scoring mechanism that developed by Poena and et al. Were quite practical and sophisticated, but since it stands on the classical test theory, it has several limitations. First, person and item dependency was recognized. The second, they only provided the student with the same test items in the same order, regardless student ability. But student has the different difficulties and needs, right? So we need to, so based on the pointer's idea, it's difficult to no, it's impossible to provide student a diagnostic feedback according to learners. So we use the graded response model of IRT and develop a IACAT. So we use the GRM. GRM is one of the extensions of two-parameter logistic model, and it's one of the polytonomous IRT. So with the help of GRM, theta and item difficulty can be estimated according to the degree of graded hints. Okay? So theoretically, it can be expected to better capture the current level of learner's ability because we can figure out the person and difficulty ability separated according to the number of the graded hint. So we developed a IACAT. We use a set of 100 multiple choice English vocabulary questions. The test has been used as a placement test at a cooperating university where this pilot study conducted. And we asked 40 students to take the test and we did interviews. We asked all students and all data, protocol data were video recorded. So we did this to find out what difficulties they have while they are working on the test and what feedback or mediation we can offer to guide them to the correct answer. So based on this qualitative research, we designed a graded hint. And again, 47 students took the test with graded hints and the difficulty parameter was estimated. The stopping rule was placed on the 25th test item. So Fisher information was used for item selection. So this is the system interface. The first system gave the student a multiple choice question without any hints. If student couldn't get the correct answer, system go on to the next degree and give the student the first graded hint of important words. Again, if student couldn't get the right answer, system goes on to the next degree and provides them with the second graded hint of Japanese meaning of choices and grammatical points. Okay, these contents of graded hint and order was designed based on the qualitative research. Everything to guide them to the correct answer. So again, if the student couldn't choose the correct answer, the system goes on to the last degree and displays the correct answers. Okay, and the grammatical point and strategies. The student couldn't get the correct answer can study with this information. So we conducted a pilot test on 37 students, and the actual and mediated score were calculated with estimated theta after adding the linearization. So LPS, learning possibility score, was calculated with linearized score. Answering process was analyzed. So this is the scoring mechanism. So it seemed to be a little bit complicated, but I will explain. Sorry. So if the student couldn't choose the correct answer on the first trial, on the first degree without hint, the theta is estimated based on the difficulty parameter provided on the first degree. Okay. Also, if student couldn't choose the correct answer on the first degree, the student theta is estimated on the difficulty parameter provided on the last degree. So linearization is added either on the correct answer or wrong answer. See? Then after that, linearization is added to change the data. In similar way, mediated score are calculated according to the graded hint provided. Okay, that is the mathematical formula for linearization. Okay, so learning possibility score was calculated in the same way with the data of linearized, the sum of the linearized mediated score and actual score. Okay, this is a result of a student who marked high score. Okay, the orange boxes indicate the place student could get the correct answer without any hint. The yellow boxes indicate the place student could get the correct answer with the first graded hint. The blue box indicates the place student gets the correct answer with the second graded hint. So this student could choose the correct answer almost without any graded hint. So there are not many differences between mediated score and actual score. Also, there are not much room left for improvement. So that LPS indicates low. Okay. So this is the result of another student who marked intermediate. Okay, so this student could choose the correct answer with the help of graded hint in a very relatively moderate way. Yeah, I can see the LPS indicates middle. The last student was rarely able to choose the correct answer after receiving the graded hint. The white boxes indicate the place student couldn't get the correct answer and end up with wrong answer. But he or she studied could learn some information from the information displayed on the screen. So, but if you look at the end of the test, the student could get the correct answer with the help of graded hint, so that LPS indicate high. So there are many differences between mediated score and actual score. So this table shows us the result of 3 students with the data of actual score, mediated score, gain score, LPS, theta. And if you look at the detail of the answering pattern of them, we could get to know how much they need to study English further in aspect of vocabulary and how much feedback and how much instruction they need. We need to give them. Right. The summary, so DRM of IRT and CAT makes it possible to provide rich diagnostic feedback. So this kind of data, so how many answers the student could get correct answer on the first degree and second degree or third degree. So with these rich diagnostic data, we could identify learners' strengths and weakness in their L2 studies. So actual score and immediate score by the GRM of IRT more precisely reflect actual student ZPD and ZAD because we could estimate the student ability and difficulty separately according to the graded hint provided. So with the help of IRT and CAT, CDA computerized dynamic assessment can be improved. So although application of IRT and CAT to CDA has just started, I do hope the study will inspire further study. Okay, thank you very much indeed. That's it all. So any question and comments? I welcome. Sorry, it's about 7 minutes. Please. Yes. That's a good question. Yeah, originally, I didn't mention about that. Originally, each question item had 4 options, but to provide a graded hint, we add 3 more so that we made 7 choices for each test item. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Originally, it only has 4 questions, 4 choices, but to provide a graded hint, we add 3 more. Does it make sense?
So I guess I'm wondering about whether there are elements of chance from random testing within the model and how that's done.
Yeah, so that we made 3 choices for each question item. Thank you very much. Yes, please.
The student will get more proficient, good, better. There is a ceiling effect of this.
That's right, that's right. So this is, since this is just a small pilot test with a small number of students, we wanted to know how immediate score and actual score display represent a result. So just I'm saying about the, just limit to my vocabulary test. Yeah, so of course, especially first students affect the seeding effect a lot. Yeah, so if we put another or more difficult test item, the result will be different. But now we could get to know, how does it work. So we would like to now improve for reading
So then
test.
after seeing this LPS, you will give him more difficult
See.
tests.
That's right. Now we are preparing the more question items, reading question items for reading. Yeah. Thank you very much. That's a good question. Okay. No more? Okay. Thank you very much indeed.